Today we're going to be doing a blast from the past, as in 1990, and this is 2024. So it's a few years back. However, it's still a pretty good game for its time and for its value today as far as purchase-wise. The fact that you can even still find it and be able to legally purchase it online is a bit amazing as is. And we're talking about Wing Commander. So Wing Commander, there were 5 of them. And Wing Commander 1 came out in 1990. With it later came Wing Commander 1 Secret Missions. Then you had a Wing Commander 2, Wing Commander 2 Secret Missions. Then 3, 4, and 5 branched off in a totally different graphics and interface type of format. The thing to understand is all of these games ran off of DOS up until at least Wing Commander 3. And why is that there? I'll have to change that. So it ran off an emulator. Now when we get into this, there's going to be a lot of music. And the only way to turn the music off in this is to totally turn off the sound. That means you don't hear any pew pew pew, lasers blasting, nothing. I'm going to do that simply so that you can hear me, because the music, you have no volume control or anything other than what was the volume control on your speakers. So the first thing we want to do once this is downloaded is we want to go to wherever that you have it to download. Do not do this unless you know what you're doing, because you go messing with these files, they're already optimized. I'm only turning the sound off because otherwise you would not be able to hear me. Alright? So just be aware of that. I need to find it here. Oh, come on. Where are you hiding? There you are. Okay. OPL mode. Now when this starts, there should be no music or sound at all, but at least you'll be able to hear me as I walk you through this. Now, the first place you're going to go is GOG. It used to be called Good Old Games, now it's Game of Galaxies. It's still GOG.com. And here you can find just a rectum full of old games. And what we want to look for is Wing Commander. And you'll see there's a lot of them. The good thing is if you look at the prices. So if you're on a budget and you want something to kill time that does not require being online, this is the way to go, is these types of games. These story / RPG based games. Now, you'll notice there is Wing Commander 1 and 2. This also includes the secret missions. There's Wing Commander Privateer, Armada, and Academy. Academy was okay. You could set up and run different. It was like a flight simulator scenario creator. So you could create the scenarios and train, sort of like a flight trainer. It was a good little time killer. Armada, I really didn't get much into Armada, but some people still play it today. Wing Commander 4, I found it has trouble recognizing mouse and joysticks at times. Okay. Wing Commander 5 seems to operate okay. And it takes a total different, once again, 3 ends a saga. 4 is sort of a gap fill in of what's going on at the current time within the universe. And then 5 starts the graphics and everything is much better and runs a different storyline, but still pulls in some of the old characters all the way back from the originals. Alright, so let's get into this and I'll show you what's going on. When we start this, it's going to pull us into DOS. And the first thing you want to do is hit the 3 button and exit program. Now you're going to be here. What GOG does now is, in its little agreement when you buy something, says that they can track everything that you do. They can collect all your vital data. But you do have an option to turn it off. It's one of those things where, you know, they tell you it's there in the fine print, but they don't actually show you. You click this button, you go to Manage Installation and Configure. Let it do its load up. It'll take it a second or two. Then we're going to go to Features. This will automatically be checked. And you want to just simply uncheck that. Okay? And now you're not connecting into the internet and into their cloud and they're pulling your data. Then we can go into play. You'll notice Wing Commander with Secret Missions and Secret Missions 2 Crusade. This is basically 3 different games in one that you paid $5.50 for. And that does not even count the Wing Commander 2 stuff because it's a bundled package. Once again, there's no sound because remember I turned that off. And you'll see the high resolution graphics that we're dealing with. Sound and graphic systems, Origin FX. People were still using televisions as a basic computer monitor to play some of these games. And so their rendering capabilities were very limited, as you can see here. And this was considered top grade at the time. Be careful using the escape key on these games. Sometimes they do not like you jumping sequences, especially in Privateer 2 I've noticed. If you hit the escape key to jump the sequences too fast, it'll lock everything up. And these things do not like Alt-Tab. You Alt-Tab out, you wind up with a little screen at your top left corner somewhere, and you can't do jack diddly with it except try to exit the game manually and then come back in. Now, speaking of which, the first thing you want to do when you get a game is read the manual. Okay? And you'll notice when I try to go back into DOSBox down here, you see what happens. Okay? So your manual is going to be in here. They're typically either a text. Some of the later ones are PDF files. They're manual PDF. And the ship blueprints is a nice thing to look at. You'll want to read your manual. Most of this in here is just filler crap. But it does give some stuff like on combat. As I said, it's full of crap. weapons, flight deck, and playing. Those are the three main things in here that you want to look for. Okay. And believe it or not, I still have the original sets of this with the manuals. It's horrible. So once you've read up on your manuals, also you have the secret missions, okay, which will fill in more stuff for you. So be sure to at least glance at these, because otherwise you will not know how to play the bloody game. So let's go back in. The games are fairly straightforward, alright? The first thing you'll want to do is start the campaign. It will ask you for a call sign, everything else, and then all you have to do is just press your mouse button and see here. So it'll ask for a call sign. We'll say our last name. Call sign will be, we're fighting the Kilrathi. They're basically giant tigers. And then we'll do our enter key again. And this brings us into here. Once again, there's no voice. All you've got is music, very loud music playing. Okay. And this is it. That is it. The interface on characters is, it was top of the line then. But let's just say the main reason to play this game is for the storyline and the flight. We'll go to the barracks. Now you'll notice your mouse moving very sluggishly. Don't worry, it's not the mouse, it's not the drivers, that's just the game. In here, this is mostly just left mouse click or enter key. I already have a saved game. This goes to DOS. So we'll save the game. Then we go in, blah, 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 blah. Basically, you're a rookie pilot. This is when you start building your career in the Wing Commander saga. That takes you all the way through Wing Commander 5. There. So if I push it forward, I go up. If I pull it, I go down. Okay. So it tracks your mouse tracker. So they fixed that finally. That's nice. All right. Then we are simply going to, this is a navigation run. You'll find this is a typical game sequence in all of the Privateer and Wing Commander games. Landing and everything is automatic. Right mouse button fires, or is it this one that's on the left? Some of the games it's the left, some of it's the right. Do not follow your mouse cursor. Follow the, whoops, I forgot to tell her to engage. There we go. Don't get in front of me. You can kill your own wingmen in this game. And you can't really control them. They'll just go, once you tell them to break and engage, they'll simply do it. So this is basically the game sequence. And let me finish this up, and then we'll come back to the actual See my little blinking light? That's the guy that I'm after. Now these guys, once you lock onto them, they will evade you, and then the others will try to come in behind you. See, like right now they're coming in behind me. They got a missile lock on me. Sneezy. Oh, got a good hit on him. Alright. Asteroid fields. Asteroids will destroy you. Okay? Your best way for asteroids is use your thruster and just navigate through them as fast as possible, keeping on your heading. And I think we're out. Here we go with the asteroids again. Ah, he got me. Oh well. Zigged when I should have zagged. You get a nice little funeral, and you get to start all over again. Alright, that's Wing Commander 1.